everybody has asked for this, and because of that, we took our database and we said, okay, we're not going to use it anymore because it wasn't automated. And so we made it so that you guys will all be able to use it at your own time. You know, I know a lot of people like me work at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you'll be able to go on here and find a courier or find a coach or find someone. And so I know this is going to be a little bit of repeat because you're going to have to go in and re-register if you were registered before. But in the end, that's only going to take you a few minutes, and that isn't going to be anything compared to the benefit that you're going to get by using this database. Now, we added many, without talking about the couriers for a minute, we added many categories of people that do different things. If you go in there, when you go to register and you go to the drop-down menu and you see in the drop-down menu that what you do isn't there, just let us know and we'll put it in.
Yeah.
Can everybody please mute themselves? So, in addition to the notary.
What?
Something else on?
No, this is fine.
I'm kind of into this.
Oh, okay. Well, you have the remote, don't you?
Judy, make me a co-host.
Okay, I will. So just let me finish for a second. So if you go in there and you do something else and you want that, maybe you're a travel agent or you do something else, I don't know. I know a lot of notaries have other things they do, like for example, Miss Joy, I can't think of her first name right this minute. She uses, she also has a business where she helps you do automated cards. Just tell us what it is and we'll put it in there so that if somebody from California is looking for somebody from Georgia or Utah or Pennsylvania or wherever, this is going to be a good place where they will be able to find you. We have a drop-down menu for notaries. We also have a drop-down menu for vendors. I'm going ahead of Gary and Adazat because I want to, and I want you to know that we're not trying to inconvenience you. We're trying to do something that will benefit you and help you and give you a tool that you'll really be able to benefit from. So with that, I am going to turn the stage over to Gary, and he's going to make a presentation about what this is. I don't know if Michelle's here yet, but she's going to be. And Michelle did a presentation around 2-3 months ago about the courier business, and everybody loved it, and everybody asked if we could do it again. So she's going to be here and she's going to do it. It's about a 10-15 minute presentation. And once again, this is not just for couriers. This is for everybody. Whatever you need, whatever you want to find, we hope that you'll be able to find it in here. Gary, the stage is yours.
All righty. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. You got to turn on the screen sharing, Judy. I can't share my screen.
Okay, I can do that. There you go. Done.
Okay, are you seeing my screen okay?
I can.
Yes.
Okay, all right, terrific. So I'm going to go through a presentation here. We're going to talk a little bit about what we've been doing and what the benefits are for you and how you can take advantage of this new database that we've put together. So the purpose of this particular networking database is so that you can connect with other people all over the country for whatever reasons. Some people work in one city and then maybe their parents are in another city and they need to connect with people in different locations. Sometimes it's just notaries or vendors that you need to connect with. And then a lot of times for the apostilles, you need somebody to help run your documents. So this
Let
whole,
me call you back. I'm about to be in this training real quick. Call you back.
this whole system is set up to enable you to automatically do your research and automatically update your own profile, make yourself available, and find what you need in order to build and grow your business. So, okay, so this all started from the whole conversation that Judy has with the course for the apostilles. And it's all about implementing and evaluating and actually taking what you learn and putting it into practice in your business. So that's why we've been doing this, because we saw that we needed to provide some other tools for all the graduates and really anybody else that's working in this field. Okay. All right. So Judy, you always say that you're a solution-based company, and you want to just mention a little bit about what you saw with some of the people?
Yeah, a lot of people don't live close to a Secretary of State. So I would get a lot of calls from people who would say, I'd really like to do this, but I don't live near a Secretary of State. So I said, well, that's really a problem. And then the solution is that there are people who live right around the corner, or a half-hour ride or a 20-minute ride from a Secretary of State. So that's when I decided, okay, here's the problem and here's the solution. And we're going to make it so that you have access to other people. And if you are one of those kind of people who live 6 hours or 5 hours or whatever from a Secretary of State, we want you to connect with somebody who might live around the corner and be able to get your documents filed and get them done quickly. So, I believe in Lynn. I believe that, we have to figure out what the problems are and solve them. And I think this one is solvable by making sure that you have couriers. And it also helps you, ladies and gentlemen who are couriers, because it's a way that you can make a little extra money. So I do want to say right here, two things. I want to be sure that you know that the database is free unless you're signing up as a courier. And if you're signing up as a courier, it's $25 a year. But if you've already signed up, we don't want any more money. And I guess I want to say a third thing is, once someone's on there as a courier, we do not make any money. We're not part of the deal. There's no kickbacks. There's no, well, what does Judy get or what does Lynn get? We're not in it for that. So if I see Jocelyn right in front of me. So if Jocelyn, and I see you're sitting next to Keena, if Jocelyn calls Keena and Jocelyn and Keena work it out, that's all I need to know. This is not for profit. This is not for me to make a lot of money. This is for me to see that my notaries and my students rather are able to get the job done. And it's a tough job if you're not right around the corner from a Secretary of State. So we saw the problem, we fixed it, and then after we saw the problem, and after we fixed it, everybody was writing to me and saying, well, can we make this automated? Can we make it so that we can do it ourselves? And I said, yeah, that's fine. That's okay. I could live with that because it's a lot less calls for me, even though I do love all your calls. So I said to Dari, well, we need to get this thing automated. So now, Dari, I'll put it back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Judy.
You're welcome.
All right. It's taking me back to the previous. Okay, so here is the focus, and just what you were just talking about, just, it's really to expand your outreach and help you make more money. If you're doing apostilles and you need to get a project done for a client, you can get it done more quickly, and that's going to help you. And also you can find products and services to support you. If you have products or services to support others, then you can get out in front of many other eyes. And if you're a courier, you can get referrals and assignments. It'll be directly to you. And then if you want to run a document, then you can find a courier to expand your outreach, and you can do it right away. Plus, you can make new friends and have fun. So maybe you participated in a Clubhouse call, or you were in some other kind of online meeting, and you heard from somebody that you wanted to connect with. If they're in the database, you can go in there and find them and be able to connect with them. Okay, I don't know why this keeps taking me back to the. Okay. All right. So what we're doing with this is transitioning from a manual system where you had to contact Judy if you wanted to get a vetted courier, and that as Judy said, we're moving to an automatic system so that you can immediately get what you need, and you also will have full access to your own profile. And before, for the couriers, you didn't really have a place to go and adjust your own profile. For everyone else in the Lawrence database, you could go in and edit it, but we've added a lot of fields and ways to customize your personal profile so that you can adjust it and change it as you need. And it'll make all these transactions happen a lot faster. And the end result is we want to get you more business. So we had the Lawrence Institute for Notaries, Friends of Apostille and Notaries Network. And then we started with the Apostille Direct. And what we're doing right now is we're combining these two different systems into one that's automated and will become more effective for you. So basically you won't need to wait. You can edit your profile at will and find what you need right away. Okay, so in the transition, there's a couple of things we had to pay attention to. One is in the new data, this new database system. If you want to become a courier, you will submit an application. You'll be vetted, and then once you're approved, you'll be listed as a courier. Because if you're going to have somebody run your documents, we want to be sure that we've looked at these people and make sure that you're going to get the best service that we can. So everyone that's already been vetted as a courier, we need to transfer that so that they'll show up as a courier in the new system. But there's a particular way we have to do that so that it's done well. And I wanted to show you what it is that's going to happen. So if you're not a vetted courier, you just visit apostilledirectusa.com and you can register for free inside of apostilledirectusa.com. If you are already a vetted courier, you need to sign up from an invitation email that you will receive in the next few days. We're planning on sending it out tomorrow morning, but you need to watch for it. I'm going to show you what that email is going to look like. So you'll be able to set up your complete profile, and especially with the new fields that are added. If you're not a courier and you want to become one, you'll be able to apply on your profile page. And of course, there is a contact button there, and we're going to have you contact us with any issues or concerns. I'm going to introduce Ada Zalls to you in just a few minutes. He's my partner in working on these projects, and he's going to be taking on a lot of the communications and to support everybody to be sure you're getting what you need. And we're just really asking you to be patient because this is a big transition. There's a lot of moving parts in the background. We've been going over and over and over it. As doing website design work, I know there's always something that might happen or something that might not work exactly correctly. So if you're running into an issue, just contact us and we'll do our very best to be sure that you get exactly what you need. Okay, and this is worth the headache to get it to go into the automatic system, and that's where we're coming from. So if you are a vetted courier, do not sign up on the website because you've already been vetted and you've been approved to be a courier. But if you sign up on the website, your profile will show up as you're not vetted. So we've got a different system to have you join the database. So you're not automatically listed as a vetted courier. If you are a vetted courier, then we need to add you to the new database from the back end so we can label you as an approved courier. So you're going to need to look for an email and register using that. That way you will be listed as an approved courier. I'm going to show you a sample of what
I
that
want to
email.
interrupt one thing and just say, during this week that we're setting this up, keep calling me because I'm going to keep doing everything that I've been doing, which is hooking you up.
Right.
So it's not like you don't have, not like you're not going to get work. It's that we just need to get it so that it's all running smoothly and then
Right.
you can do it yourself. Okay,
Right.
but nothing is going to stop during this week. If not, it's so on. You have my word on that.
That's great. Thank you, Judy. So in the meantime, continue to use the system the way you currently are for any current business needs, which is what you just said. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be sending out these emails tomorrow morning. And please look for it. And if you can't find it, then just go to apostilledirectusa.com, hit the contact form and let us know that you couldn't find that email and we will get it out to you directly. And this is what the email is going to look like. It's going to say, welcome to Apostille Direct USA. That'll be your email and there'll be a link for you to click on. It's going to ask you to set a password. And this will log you into an account that we've already flagged as being approved as a courier. So that's what you'll be looking for. Okay. Is that clear, Judy?
Yeah, I think so. But I'm sure we're going to get questions. So we'll answer all your questions as soon as Adazad shows you, because I think that's going to make it a little clearer as soon as he shows you at what it looks like, because it's really impressive. So
all right. So
take a look at it.
Yeah. So that's the basic concept of what we're doing. Now, Atizal's is how you say Atizal's name. Took me a long time to figure that out because I kept trying to say Atizaz, but it's Atizal's, just like it's down there, just like sounds just like Halls. He is a brilliant young man. He's in the university. He's learning about computer science. And he is invaluable to me on many of my projects I work on. His skills complement mine really well. And I'm very lucky to have him working with me. So what we're going to do is he's going to give you a tour of the database and how it works. And then we'll be able to finish up after that. So okay, so Adazals, you can go ahead and share your screen, and thank you for being here today.
Hi, Daddy.
I guess I
Hi,
have.
Judy. How are you? I am Itazaz and I am joining all of you guys from Pakistan. And I am going to give you, all of you guys a tour of our new website, which I and Daddy working on. So I am going to share my screen. Please confirm when you start seeing. So,
Okay, I see
Daddy,
it.
you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So this is the interface of our new website where we have 4 tabs on the top: Home, About, Search, and Contact. From these 2, you can learn about the website. Home and About, like on the About page, you have information about Judy and this website. And then on Contact, you can use this contact page to contact the admin or Judy if you have any problem regarding any issue like sign up. If you have facing issue regarding sign up, if you have any question regarding your courier services or whatever, you can fill up this form and you can send this to us. The main thing on this website is we have this new tab, which is search. If you click this, you can see a directory of all the people who signed up, mean all the paid membership people who are in this database. So right now, for example, if you are looking for a courier and you want that courier in Pennsylvania state or somewhere, so this is the search bar where you can search a courier or any service provider by his service. So all these services are listed here. For example, I am looking for an Apostille agent. So I can simply click this and it will filter out and give me all the result or all the guy who are giving Apostille services. Same if I am looking for any like vendor, I can click here and this will give me all the result or services who are of people are offering the services. For now, I want a courier who lives in Pennsylvania. So the last tab is about courier. You can simply come here and first you need to click on courier. The system will filter out all the couriers. So right now, this is just a sample. We haven't added in any courier in the system yet. We will start adding from tomorrow morning. All these are just a sample to show you guys that how system will work. So now I search for courier and system gave me 3 results. But I am looking for more specific and I want someone in Pennsylvania. So in the state, I can search and it gives me a specific result, mean a more specific result like a courier who lives in Pennsylvania. So you can read about that specific person or that specific, like clicking on his profile, and then you can read about his name, his main tagline, where he lives or where she lives, services he offer, and additional services. So here you can also, for example, your main service is like Apostille, but you offer other services as well. So you can also list those services like here. So if I go back and open another profile from this one, like we have many like this one. So they can simply, so this person offer this by additional services. So you can list whatever you offer. So let me go back to the main one, which is completely filled up. Okay, so right side, you have email account of email address of that person. You have the website if he listed, and then you have call now button. So now you can simply click any of these. For example, you want to call now, so you can simply click this button and you can call that person. If you scroll down, you will see more information about that person like city, state, zip code, notary status, and then taxing available, yes or no. Then on this side, you can write or whatever, like the focus of the business, then you have background info, and then you have a courier information if this person offers courier services. So this person offers, then here is all information about his courier. For example, notary experience, then you have commission in here, you can enlist all your state. For example, if you offer services in 3 states, you can enlist all those 3 states. Then you operate as a business, yes or no, name of the business. If yes, then you can put the name. If no, you can leave that blank. And then how far away from the Secretary of State, you can just add miles like 10 miles, 20 miles, 50 miles. And then you can also show your availability like weekends, holidays, or any specific day. So this is the front end of the website. Now, first, if anyone looking for a person who lives in Pennsylvania, so they need to contact Judy, and then Judy share information about that person with you, and that lot of time consuming. But right now, you can simply come to this directory and you can search a courier by clicking here, and then you can filter out that by city, zip code, or even state. So for example, I am looking for a courier in a new Tripoli, so I can simply search city name here. So right now, I can also search that person by city name. I can also search by zip code. So if you are targeting based on zip code, so you can simply write zip code. For example, I am trying this zip code. So this zip code matches this person, and then you can click that person to get more information about that. Next thing on this page is that you have an account page. If you logged in as a, then you will have this option on the top, sign out an account page. And if you click on the account page, from here, if you are courier, you will not see this button, become a courier, because you are already approved courier. But if you are a simple user, you want to be a courier, you will see this button. And by clicking this button, you can submit a courier application, and you can fill up this form, and then you will pay the fee of that. And then after a few time, once your account approved, you will be automatically added to this directory. But if you are already courier, like many of those you people are already approved, so you people will not see that button when you will open your profile. On your profile, you have many options. First of all, you can upload your profile picture, then you can update name, like for example, you can simply rewrite, you can update your email, phone number, you can update your short biograph in background info, then you have focus of the business, then you can select the main services you offer from these. You can also check additional services, like for example, you offer this much services, this many services. So you can click whatever you offer as an extra services. Then you have text available. If yes, you can check, otherwise you can tick no. Then you have website. If you have a website, you can add address of your website. And the example is given here that it must be like in that format. For example, abc.com, xyz.com, whatever your website is, you people can add in this tab. Next, address, city, zip, and then you can select your state from these pre-populated values. Next, notary status, you have three options like not applicable, I do not work full notary, or whatever. You can check these options. And then you have password, means if you want to update your password anytime, you can simply add your new password here, and then you can update your profile. If you don't want to update your password, for example, you just update this once you have this, and then you want to update your profile from this, and then you want to update your state, so you don't need to add your password. You can simply click on update profile and your profile will be updated. And then you can see all your information, updated information on the front end by clicking and by finding your profile from these listed people. Next, we have a courier or all those people who are already approved. So let me show that how their profile will look up. Give me a second, please. Okay, so Derek, can you see a new page where you cannot see become a courier?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so this is the page for those people who will see who are already approved. So they will not see become a courier button, because they are already a courier and they are already approved. They can also update their profile, but they will see extra options, like they have this option that how long have you been a notary, then in which state you are commissioned in. You can add as many state, like by using comma A, B, C, whatever state, you can add as many state you want in this tab. Next, you have, do you operate as a business? You can click yes. If yes, you need to add the business name. If no, you people can leave this blank. Then how far from Secretary of State? You need to put miles in miles, for example, 100 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles. So you need to add this. So this information show up on the front page of your profile. And then you can show your availability like weekend, any specific day, any specific time, or whatever you can write on this in this tab. And if you want to update password, you can write here, otherwise leave it blank and click on update profile. Anything till here, Daddy?
Anything what?
Anything, any question?
Well, that's real good. So let's just open it up and see. Judy, how do you want to do that?
I want to know what you guys think. I want to know whether you see something, a red flag. Because I think it is, I think it's going to help us all to find what we need in a quick way. Terrific job, guys. You really did a great job. But I, want to hear from you. So let me look in the chat, and it says, looks fantastic. It looks great. So many great features. Remember, some
Judy?
people will use the database in search of a professional who will facilitate important elements of a job for their valued clients. So, yeah, I mean, this is not just for a courier to, it's not just for a courier to deliver your apostilles. This is also for, can we go back for 1 second? I don't think I can do it, but can somebody go back for 1 second to the search bar? Because I just wanted to show.
Adizals can do that, yeah.
Adizal, can you go back to the search bar? And so I just wanted to go to the, services bar. Can you just click on that for 1 second? For the
You're talking
different-
about the different categories, is that what you
Yeah.
mean?
So I wanted you to see auto tags, general, notary work, mobile, notary, real estate, remote, realtor, vendor, event planner, tax preparer, interpreter, marketing specialist, author, field inspector, permit runner, expert witness, process server. And
But we're going to be adding the wedding officiant too in there.
yeah, wedding officiant. And Laura had asked me, and I had asked you guys for a couple of them. I have them written down.
Okay, so we can add them, just
Yeah,
let us know.
so I just want you to know that this is, you know what else is missing? Your translators are missing. Let me just write this so that I know. Translators are missing. Okay, so that's that. And I got another one. And then, okay.
How about this? Hey, Judy?
Yep.
One question that was early in the chat, they wanted to know if clients could come just to the website and search, or do they have to register on the website to be able to access the search?
They have to register.
Yeah, they have to register.
Okay, and it's
Yeah.
free for them to register, correct?
Yes.
All right, and
Yeah,
and I
and-
see lots of tips, and they're great tips. I would recommend everyone just go to the website, go to the contact, and send you a message, so that way you get it all streamlined instead of trying to pull it from here. Does that sound good?
And yes, and
Sounds perfect.
everyone, I just want to say something. It's not going to do you any good to be texting and emailing me. You're more than welcome, and I'm happy to hear from you. But Adizal is actually the one who, at least for the, I mean, he's going to be putting this thing together. He's going to be the one. If you have a problem and you contact me, all I'm going to do is contact him. So if you could go to that contact page and tell him what the problem is, he can fix it. And Francis is saying, since typically translators need to be certified, I suggest putting that in. Yeah, we will. We will do that. And I have a few good names that I've been collecting. So anybody else? I'd love to hear your
Edie has
comments.
her hand up, Judy.
Edie, hi.
Hi, nice to be here. So I am actually getting started on providing fingerprint servicing as well.
Okay,
So I think that would also be a good option to add.
that should be in there. I can't, since it's not my screen, I can't.
Is that in there, Adizals? Is there
No.
fingerprinting? No? Okay,
No, not yet.
okay, we'll add it.
fingerprinting and wedding officiant and,
Yeah, and what Amy said is really, really good if you do that, because if you send us a message, then we've got a record of it and we can
Right.
make a list and make sure that it gets done.
Right.
We have over 500 people in the Lawrence Institute for Notaries of Friends database. And we're going to be inviting all those people to come and join this database. And if you know other people, have them come to the website and join up too, just to use it as a resource for them. The more people that we add to it, the more impactful it's going to be. I think that as it grows, you're going to get much more benefit. And so we, as people managing this, we need to have a system where we can stay on top of everything. So that's why we set up the whole thing. Adazals is really good. He's very, he pays attention to details. And so he's been designated as the central point for this whole project. And he'll keep me and Judy abreast of what's going on so that every one of you can get the best value from this whatsoever.
so, and I also want to say, just because we're telling you to call him, if you have something you want to talk to me about,
Yeah,
that we're not saying don't call me. What we're saying is if it's a technological thing, skip me and go right to him. Or if you thought of something that a category that we didn't think about, skip me and go to him, because it's only going to mean me going to him. Phil Shannon is saying, how about me? I thought Legal Shield was in there. I really did. But I thought fingerprinting was in there too. So I'm putting Legal Shield on my list. And we'll make sure that's in there. And Phil, so before we let Michelle take over, let's talk about a timeline. So tomorrow, all of the links are going to go out to couriers, and couriers will be asked to get in there, to go in there and use the link you're being given and make sure you're on there, okay? Now, we have about 500 other people on our Friends of Notaries and Apostille database. So we'll start contacting you guys. And all it means, and I apologize for any inconvenience, but really all it means is going in there and setting it up again. And I only have one thing to say, and that is systems are only as good. You can only get out of them what you put into them. So if you think that this is exciting, and I do, otherwise I wouldn't have done it. If you think this is exciting, remember, nobody's going to find you if you don't get in there and put whatever information is about you in there. Upload your picture. And if you do fingerprinting, if you do permit running, if you do whatever, just check those boxes. I just got a call last night from somebody who said, I want to become a permit runner. Who do I call? And I told her to call Daniel Lewis. But the next time there might be 5 other fingerprinters in here, field inspectors, I-9 verifications, whatever you do, make sure it's in here. Because honest to goodness, if it's not in there, you won't get the calls. And we just want you to be getting these calls for work. Aside from the loan signing, we want you to be getting these calls for the different things that you do. Does that make sense to everyone? Anyone? Everyone? Okay.
Yep, makes sense to me.
Okay, so again, one more time in this select services thing, because I see a lot of people just came in. So we've got, Adazal, can you just click there one time? So
Okay,
okay, so remember one thing, guys. We've got a lot of characters. We've got a lot of categories in here. But perhaps not enough. Perhaps not enough. Perhaps, can one of you click on there, on the services link?
She wants to look at the list of services
Yeah, I want to look
as
at the
well,
list of services one more time.
on the left-hand side. Yeah.
Right there, services, yeah. So look at them all. And honestly, there's more. So if you don't see what you do, if you're a travel agent, why would I have author in there? Now that's really a question. Why would I have author in there? Well, let's just say that you decide to write a book. You might want to contact someone who's already written a book and say, hey, what's it like to write a book? Who did you use? What did you do? Who did you call? Who published you? So there are a zillion things that we all do. And make sure we get your categories in there. So if someone's looking for you, there's a mystery shopper, make sure their categories are in there, because if they're not in there, they're not going to find you. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? And if there's no more questions, then I'm going to welcome Michelle to the stage. Michelle did a presentation a few months ago because she was a part of this kind of business. We got a lot of requests, people that weren't able to be here. So we got a lot of requests. So Michelle graciously said she would do it again today. So I'm going to ask you, Michelle, if you would like to I made you a co-host.
Okay, I'm unmuting myself. Can you hear me?
We can.
Awesome. All right, great. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see all these features and resources being unveiled this afternoon.
Did they do a great job? Let's clap for Gary.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing dairy and Etizal, amazing. I'm excited to get in there and see the features, and I think it's going to be an important tool to help us grow our businesses for sure. So I have a limited resources today. My Wi-Fi is working great, and let me know if you can't hear me. I can share my screen, right, Judy?
Yep.
I'm gonna try. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm gonna share. And then I'm only working with one monitor, so I'm gonna have to find it. Here it is. Okay, now how do I minimize this? Sorry. Let's see, I'm getting people who are asking to be admitted. Hold on a second. Is that because I'm now a host? Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about them.
You can see
Michelle,
my
we got
screen?
them.
You guys can see my screen? Okay, awesome. All right. So for those of you who haven't seen my presentation before, it's just kind of I'm getting an error on this page, but I'm just going to ignore it. Trying to give you an explanation of what a courier actually is, what their role is, how important it is, and some of the tools and resources they need to do it successfully, just based on my experience. I've been doing this quite a while, and I always try to learn from my mistakes. So I wanted to share this with you guys. So that's our little cover sheet. How do I make this full screen? AIM, how do I make this full screen? I guess it doesn't matter.
You're in Google.
Close enough. Hold on.
Oh, in the top. Okay, in the top.
Okay, I got it.
All right.
I got it. That's good enough. Thanks. All right. People always ask me my background, how I got into this. I'm being commissioned as a notary since 2000. I was office notary for a long time. I was working and managing the cruise ship operations for Casinos Austria International. So many times we would take our US staff and bring them to operations abroad. So that's what started my being active doing, facilitating the apostilles for countries around the world. This was my first exposure to the dynamic world of international document services. So it only made sense when I started True Blue in the summer of 2020 to continue with it. So I love it. It's an exciting business. I love that it's never the same game twice. And it's constantly a learning experience. So as far as ADUSA, Judy already covered this with the presentation. So it's a $25 annual membership. And now you guys can see the value that comes with that membership. I think it's amazing. So you can register as a courier or as a user. And this allows you to connect and facilitate with authentications and apostilles in all 50 states. And I have updated all my profile files to say this now. And people often say, wow, you know, because they figure I'm a Florida notary, that I'm only facilitating in Florida, but it's amazing that we have contacts in all 50 states. So, and I've used already about probably 10 of them. So I think it's great. And by the way, some of the things in this presentation are Florida specific. So if you see something that you have a question about, that maybe why, but feel free to jump in. Okay, and again, I like to mention that I don't distribute the presentation, but you're welcome to take pictures or whatever. And I think Judy will be posting a replay, is that right?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, cool. All right. So why is a courier? What is a courier and why are they important? So a courier is someone, ideally, as you know, who lives in close proximity to the Secretary of State or to the issuing authority of apostilles in other states. The current processing time here in Florida is, I always tell people 2 to 3 weeks because that's what the website says. I check it and they tell me usually what date is the apostille that they're currently processing. So I count back and add a few days. But last week I had a girl who had already done one herself and gave me the rest, saying they turned them around in about 10 business days. So you'll have to check in your area to see what the current processing time is. So in general, a courier can present a file one day and retrieve or get it the following day. So this is an older version of my presentation. That's no longer true in Florida. We are working with 3 to 5 business days, but it sure beats the heck out of 2 to 3 weeks. So, and again, it's always changing. So if you're lucky enough to have a Secretary of State who actually answers the phone, call them and check in a couple times a month and see what the current processing time is, because that time is valuable and it's money for you and for your client. So what tools do you need? Obviously a cell phone, a black and white or color printer, because in Florida, unlike some other states, I know Virginia doesn't allow it, but if we do a RON, so if we do the notarization part when it's needed for the apostille online, we can actually save that PDF as a file and email it to our courier. So this improves our margins because then we take that shipping cost out of the equation. So it's always good to have a color printer or access to one. An email address, a computer with internet access, reliable transportation, and the ability to receive electronic payments, which is generally the way we handle it amongst ourselves, at least in my business. So what makes a good courier? I think, you know, these are probably generalizations of what makes a good business person, but resourceful, you know, sometimes life throws you a curveball and things don't go as planned. Willing to accept responsibility for the custody and facilitation of these sensitive documents. You're not going to leave my apostille request in the front seat of your car. You know, if somebody gets their hands on those documents, you know, we don't want that kind of exposure. So trustworthy, responsible, someone who understands the overall expectation as well as the level of urgency. There's not always the level of urgency, but I think communication helps us overcome that obstacle by keeping in touch. It's my responsibility to send my courier a detailed email. Hey, this needs to go here. Sometimes there are changes. This needs to be substituted from this one. You know, just communication and responsiveness are probably my top 2. You know, and their ability to meet the deadlines that we set forth. For me, I appreciate when my courier says to me, hey, Michelle, this is not something I can handle in the timeline you need it. Do you have somebody else to do it for you? I appreciate that so much because she's looking out for my business. I'm looking out for her, and she knows that she knows that I would rather have somebody who can do it than to have her do it and sit on it for a couple of days before it gets taken in. So before the presentation of a file, you should receive or have printed the following. So like I said, Well, no, I didn't mention the Apostille certification request form. You can always find that on the Secretary of State's website. They vary from state to state, but basically it wants the requester's information, which is me. I'm the one that's ultimately responsible for the file, and I'm submitting it, even though I don't physically walk it in. And also, it usually asks for, in Florida, it asks for the number of apostilles and the country in which the authentication is being made for. And then it gives you in Florida on the form. I thought I had one. Oh, there it is. Okay, so on the bottom of the form, it tells you how to make out the check, or that you can also submit a money order if you prefer, and it gives you the fee. So in Florida, the apostille is $10 per. And then we also have what we call a certificate of incumbency. And that's for a document that's already signed by someone who's not a state appointed official, like say it was a school registrar or a medical doctor from the Florida Department of Health or something like that. Then they would do a certificate of incumbency, and that has the current fee. And there you see country of destination and the number of my information, city, state, and phone number. Okay, then we always submit the payment. If I FedEx the request to my courier, I always send a form of payment with it. If it's Iran, my courier, we've been working together for quite a while. She will front me the money for the money order, or she will write her check, and I would just reimburse it when I pay the fee. So we have that understanding, and of course, it's up to you to decide if that's something you want to do. Domestic and international prepaid shipping label for wherever it's going after it comes out of the Secretary of State, and again, any special instructions from the agent. There's our cover sheet. When documents are sent to the courier via express mail, so that means that I have collected either vital records or something that cannot be duplicated or emailed, I'm going to send it directly to them. In the beginning, I used to always tell my couriers, in order to protect themselves, that I recommended they waited till just before approaching the window inside the office before opening it, because I'm confident that I've sent them everything they need. And that way there's no like, okay, I open it when I get it and it lays around for a while and something falls out, and then we have a problem. So to avoid rejection, if any of the items listed in the section above on the previous slide are missing, then I can they can let me know right away. Avoid problems. Again, an example based on something that happened along the way. So I'm just trying to share my experience, the good and the bad, yeah? So when the documents are sent via email, I think I kind of already covered this. I always use, whenever I can, I like to use a loose acknowledgement or jurat or a loose certificate of some kind with my apostille. I always try to put it on top of the document on which the signature I notarized. Sometimes, and my courier and some of my colleagues in the audience can attest that whoever's accepting it has never seen it before, and they want to reject it just because they've never seen it before. And a lot of times if the loose certificate is on top, they can see the explanation that I put in the optional field, and then there's lesser chance for error. But then get it all printed, and I always I give them a box of folders in the beginning, like manila folders, so they can present it in a professional way, and then the return label is also included. So important to remember, if the Secretary of State issues apostilles the next business day or within 3 to 5 business days in this case, the shipping expectation from me to my courier is, I don't know why I say almost, but the expectation is always that the courier, upon receipt of the apostilles, will deliver it to FedEx, UPS, DHL, whoever I'm using, the same day, before the last express pickup time. And again, if it's not possible and something happens, I get it, it happens. You get a flat tire, whatever, something happens to your car, just let me know. I think that grows with the relationship as you get to know each other. You just want to be kept informed, because ultimately I'm reporting to my courier, to my client. Please communicate before dropping. Agents may wish to ensure that payment has been received. So we get this question a lot. This is just the way I do it. I sometimes, depending on the job, I like to take a deposit up front. I don't always, that's up to you. But what I do is I will ask the courier, if I haven't collected the payment already, to wait until I do before they drop. So they're not going to, and the client knows from the very beginning, from my intake call, that the job will not be shipped until the payment is made. And for me, that works for me. Just what works for me. Let me let Donna in here. Okay, so important to remember if requested and before shipping. Oh, this is also specific to me. So, but it works for me and my clients like it. I think it's a special, just kind of a layer of service. So I always ask them to take a picture of the cover page. Obviously, we all know that the Apostille is in Florida, it's stapled in the top left. So that's one of the 6 security features of the Apostille. So I only expect them to take a picture of the Apostille, and then I send it to my client. So at least they have evidence that it's been issued. Sometimes for my client, if it's a RON document, I will put it together with the document in a PDF, using my Adobe. I'll put that picture together with the document so they have an electronic copy, but only if the original is going to be valid. And they are also told through the process not to separate that certification from the original document. I mean, I do that. That's just my recommendation. I also keep a log. I know Judy also keeps a log. I think it's important for a lot of reasons. Number one, the Secretary of State has like a data fiche database of all the apostilles that are issued and certifications. But for our record, if it's ever lost or stolen, at least we have the serial numbers recorded. But I also record the person, whether it's personal business, the person's name, their contact information, the tracking information, what it was that we did, any special notes about whether it needed a certificate of incumbency or it was just an apostille. Notes for me, and the fee that I charge them, I keep that just because lots of times they come back to me and I want to be fair with what I quote them this time, comparable to what I quoted them last time, or we'll start there. So that's just another suggestion based on I guess that's my last slide. I don't think so. Shoot.
I think this is great, Michelle. This is
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to move along quickly. I know you guys are on the timeline.
Well, Michelle is
Here we
doing
go. Yep, I have a couple more slides. Do we have time, or we have time, or should I wrap it up?
Yep, no, go.
I can't see you because I only have one screen. Keep going. Okay. So to my point before, never remove, disassemble, or detach the apostille from the corresponding documents. That comes from the Secretary of State, and that's not from me. That's something that is standard. I don't know if it's a law, what it is, but it's the standard practice. We don't do that because that's one of the security features, like I said. Okay, so detaching an apostille from a document on which it was placed may render it null and void. Fees. So everybody likes to talk about fees. I think that it depends on you because only you know what your costs are. Like Judy always tells the story about coffee in New York City, coffee in Philly, right? So your costs, I think your costs have to be your fees have to be structured according to whatever your costs may be. I think the courier's fees have to be discussed with your courier because you have to understand what their costs are too. And that's another reason I love the database, because we can, if we really want to keep our fees to what we've been paying the courier, then we're not going to pick a courier who's 15, 20 miles from the Secretary of State, because chances are they're not going to do it for less. They'll probably charge more. So again, a conversation always helps clarify that. In Florida, the fees range from $30 to $60, depending on the quantity and any special circumstances, including whether or not they can all be presented together or if I'm sending them to them over a period of time. So I hope that helps. Again, the security features. So you can see here the 6 security features of the Florida apostille. I have them highlighted. A black and white copy. There's a staple top left, and then the black and white copy is not acceptable as official. Word void appears when photocopied. State of Florida appears in small letters across this 8.5 by 11 document. It actually says that down the right side of the page. Then that serial number where you see point number 5 towards the bottom over the seal, that I redacted the serial number itself, but it's always the first 4 digits in Florida are the year. And then there's a sequential number there, which is always interesting. In my state, at the end of the year, I always like to look at my last apostille, which is, you know, maybe towards the end of December, and see how many they issued on my watch, you know, just because they do. Like, that's another beautiful thing about the database. I mean, they're issuing millions of these every year. So it's plenty of business out there, I think. And then this document contains a true watermark. Hold up to the light to see safe and verify first.
I just want to say one thing, want to interrupt and say,
Of course.
that's Florida, but there's 50 states that all 50.
Exactly.
They're different colors, they're different borders, they're different everything. The only thing they have in common is, well, the number sequence, but that one number is so important. So that when Michelle said keep a log, you do want to keep a log of that number, because that's the number where if you had to trace it, you could. But just so you know, couriers are going to be in all these states. And so some are red, some are green, some are blue. They're all different colors. And you know, in different, the Michigan has the Great Seal of Michigan in the background, you know, so I just wanted to add that, just so everybody knows.
I see Edie's hand up. Judy, I can't see you guys, your faces, but
Hi.
you want to take a question?
Sure. Hi, Edie.
Hi again, Judy. So as you know, as far as notaries, of course, we have our journal that we do all of our logging and record keeping in. Is there a specific journal or logbook that is commonly used for being able to track this?
Can I just say?
I use an
one
Excel
thing?
sheet. Sure.
I do too, but I just want to say we're working on it. We're working on I'm hopeful. I can't say that it'll be tomorrow, but we're working on it.
Okay,
Where
thank you.
you will be able to say the job came in that day, you sent it up that day, it came back that day. If we could have this, because I personally feel that apostille work is so different than all the other work we do. So, like, for example, I did 2 notaries this morning for an apostille. So I put the 2 notaries in my journal, but I can't put the money that I'm going to get for the apostille in there because, so so we're working on it. Give us just a little bit. I just solved this problem. Now I'm going to attack that one. So
That's exciting. I like the idea of a journal.
that was a great question. I don't know if it'll be a journal, but it may be something
Tracker.
like that, maybe that
Yeah.
kind of thing where you could go in. I would like it to say, you know, I'd like to see a drop down menu. Did you use FedEx, UPS, or DHL, or DHS, whatever it is? Did you get the documents back? There's I shared this with someone and my Excel spreadsheet was like 6 feet long, you know, but that doesn't mean it has to be 6 feet long. And I think for those of us who are learning this work and really enjoying this work, I think a good way that if we all kept it the same way, if we all did, then when, like Michelle said, when you call somebody, it would be nice if you could say, well, do you keep yours on the XYZ app? And the person said, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do, because then you could put something in there, courier fee. You know what I mean? I think it would be great, but it takes time to do something like this and it's very expensive. So
Great.
I'm going to start a
Okay.
GoFundMe page for this app. I'm only kidding. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, so if you're interested and you haven't taken Judy's course yet, I always promote it everywhere I go. I think it's a wealth of information. The course is revamped in 2022. She holds a study hall once a month where you can jump in and ask questions, no time limit kind of thing. It's really, well, I hate to say no time limit, but sometimes we go over because there's important things coming up that all the time. But yeah, no, so she makes herself very accessible. A shameless plug. This is my affiliate link here. True Blue Apostilles. True Blue is my company, and of course the book. We've all seen the book. And I'm traveling. I'm up in Indiana at my mom's this week, so I don't have my book to hold up, but I always have it next to me. The Apostille Agent Survival Guide. It is my Bible. It is my resource. I have a copy on my desk, a copy in my car. I refer to it all the time. So, and you can get it in Kindle. On Amazon, and I love the Kindle version because all the links to the Secretary of State are live links. So you can click on Idaho and find the cover sheet right away in the book, send it to yourself and print it. So, that's something that you can't do with a paper book. Oh, there's the book. So I knew it was there somewhere. And if you guys have any questions, I think if we have a minute or two, if not, email, how to reach us, we can answer your questions. Judy, what do you think?
I think so. I think as a courier, that's why I think a good courier is the same as a good notary. We can all help each other. And I am excited about this database, but, now we're gonna, okay, see, Grip, see, Uncle Grip, that's the top of the Rocky Steps.
There we are. Yep, there we are.
See, I'm
And the picture on the right.
I'm doing the begging with Uncle Grip. I'm on my hands and knees. I'm doing the begging.
Come to Philly. Come to
I'm
Philly.
trying. Well, I told Judy I might be able to slide up there before the social, but
We want you to be at the social because everybody wants to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make it.
I'm going to stop begging now, but anyway.
Family first, right? I know. I get you.
Let me say that Gary, Adizal, Michelle, I hope you all got how important this database is going to be. And I know that you are going to, I'm going to know you're going to use it. I know it's a tool that you will find, and I lots of times I get text or phone calls from people like at midnight or 1 a.m. because it's only like 10 or 11 in California. And I don't care because I'm up anyway, as all of you know, but you'll be able to just go in there and find what you're looking for. And I think that that's going to be a really good thing. Does anybody have any more questions for Gary, Adizal, Michelle, myself, or anyone else? Because if not, okay, this says, Michelle says she uses Notary Assist too. And we're working with Notary Assist. We are. We're trying to figure something out. But I don't know, that's not going to be like tomorrow. But
I don't think I'll ever give up my Excel. It's just too much information from years.
I truly love it. And you can tailor your Excel spreadsheets to do anything you want them to do. From Francis Kaplan says, I use Notary Gadget and it works fine for me. Perhaps I'll have, well, no, a lot of people love Notary Gadget. And a lot of people love Notary Assist. I use Notary Act, but I got to look at Jurat. And it is stunning. And I'm hoping that Nick Colville, I have not heard definitely one way or the other. I'm hoping he's going to be at Philly Social. And his journal is, it's really sharp. So if you haven't seen it, you can, so if you do refis all the time, you can list your documents and you don't have to type each individual one. You can go in there and just plunk them in there and add one or delete one. He showed it to me when I was in Montana, and it's really a really sharp, very updated, very nice. So I'm hoping that he's going to be, Michelle said she's curious too. It auto-populates. It does a whole lot of things. So I'm hoping he's going to be there and he'll give us a demonstration. And does anybody else have anything? Let me see what's left in the chat. Let's look, nothing's left in the chat. Look, that we cleaned it up. So I want to say thank you again. I hope that you all will watch your emails. The courier emails are going to go out tomorrow. That is the link. Click on the link. And then once you click on the link, this is technology. So go in there and make sure your information got put in there correctly. And if you don't have a picture, this might be a good time to upload a picture or a new email address or whatever you have, that when people are looking for you. And Shelley Thompson said, how do we know if we're set up already as a courier? Shelley, I think that you did set yourself up. But if you don't get the invitation, let me know. If you don't get the invitation link, let me know. And like I said, God bless Adazal. He's going to be handling a lot of this, and I'm so happy about that. And I can move on to something else. So we have one more thing in the chat. Okay. How do we know? Thanks everyone for the info. Yeah, it was great. It was really great. And Griff, anything you would like to, what do you think of the database, Griff?
Oh, it's on point. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, for example, Griff has notary systems. What's it called?
Notary Success System, the training company.
Right. So he's going to go in there as soon as we're live, and he's going to register not only as a notary and not only as a field inspector, but he's going to put himself in there as a trainer and talk about his new system that he created. So everybody, we gotta say it one more time. System.
Notary Success System.
Your bank account, I always say this, your bank account is like friendship. If you don't put anything in there, cannot expect to go in there. And if you don't put anything into a friendship, you can't expect to have a friend. Your bank account, if you don't put any money in there, you can't go withdraw it because it's not there. And systems and technology are the same way. If you don't put anything in there, not going to be anything that anybody's going to do to be able to find you. And Dari, if you don't mind, since I don't have it, could you close up with what I love? Since I don't have it, okay, this is my new thing that Dari forgot to send me. You all rock. So you all rock. We love you all. Somebody said for tech support, please send your suggestions via the contact page. Please do that. And if not, Amy will be happy to take. No, I'm only kidding. She's going to kill me. Dari, you have anything to say before we close up? Okay. Goodbye, everybody. There'll be a replay. Where's the replay going to be, Dari? I can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Judy, when you finish up, we can actually schedule it to stream out over on all the things too.
Oh, if I stay here, can we do that?
Well, we'll have to close the Zoom and then we'll get the video uploaded and get it going.
Okay, cool.
Just give me a time to download and edit it a little bit. I want to put a header on it.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So everybody, if it's early.
Thank you, everybody.
If it's early for you, have a nice day. Around here, it's 3:15, so we're heading into late afternoon. We love you all. Michelle, thank you. Michelle's on a family.
My pleasure.
I was with her family and was gracious enough to say that she would give up some of her time to do this. So thank you. And
My pleasure.
And we'll see you all very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.